Crosses the line. There we go. Mark Reinhard, European champion.
Oh, making it happen to the inside. This one going to Arlowski.
Welcome to the Team Cayote podcast. In this episode, Pekko Iivonen.
Pekko, how are you?
I'm good. I just came home from the Nitro Euros.
And we were going to talk about this anyway, but what are your, just like a short recap of how it went for you? I mean, from our perspective, it went fairly well. I mean, you know, you got into the main final, so it was a big deal. So, but how in your own words, what was that like for you?
Yeah, I would say we came with the new car, new concept. It was the first big race with that car, and yeah, in my opinion, it went fairly well. In the qualifiers, I was on a pace for top 10 almost every run, and also in the semi, I was paced for bump up, but made a couple of mistakes, but then thank God there was the last chance, and I made it through from there. So
yeah,
I was happy with the main.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good race for bump up. I know your mother was watching, and we're all we're familiar. We love it when your mom's watching the racing. She knows exactly when you're on. She's always like, go Pekko, and go everyone else from Finland and Scandinavia and everything. So it's really cool when your mom's in the chat. So it's quite funny.
Yeah, actually, when I was watching it back, there was a bunch of comments rooting for me. So
yeah,
that was super nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, but we'll get to more in depth on the Euros in a bit. I mean, we don't get to really talk to you a huge amount now. So let's start with Pekko from way back. So the usual question, how did you get into RC?
From my dad. He was racing before, and then he brought me into this. So.
Okay, and what did your dad race?
He was racing mostly on-road touring cars.
Oh, okay. I would have thought it would be a bit of off-road, but I guess
no, on-road. Actually, I also started with on-road.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So you weren't. I mean, we'll get to the touring car in 12th in a bit as well, but yeah. So it's so that isn't. It's not a foreign thing to you, basically.
No.
Good. And now your dad, he's kind of like a heavy metal looking dude, isn't he? Got a big beard and everything. Yeah. And but I heard something about you. I mean, do you live on a farm, or are you raised out in like sort of Finnish farm country?
Yeah, I'm mostly from like how would you say? There is like farms close to where I live, but where we live is not exactly a farm. We have horses, or my mom has horses, but it's like a small little house in the middle of forest.
Okay, well that's cool. I mean, in English, I guess we would say that's like a rural location, but obviously the forest makes it like an additional, just like
there's like
coolness.
Forest behind, and then land in front. So
that's cool. That's cool.
It's
and
cool.
do you get? I mean, I know that this sounds like maybe pretty simplistic, but I've never been to Finland yet. I do want to visit, because of the aurora and all this stuff, and seeing all the cool stuff that's there. But like the caribou migrations and stuff like that, the Suomi people that live out in there. Do you see any of that, or is that just over the hill to you, or is that like, oh, that's miles away from where I am, or where are they? Where does that sort of like? Is that just too far north from where you are?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
North.
So you're not near like the Russian border or anything like that.
Actually, I'm not that far away, because now I'm living like close to the airport in Helsinki. But where I was born, it was like probably 150, 200 kilometers from the border.
Right. Okay. So I mean, but that's pretty far north then. Would you say?
Yeah, it's far north for the Europeans, but like for Finnish guy, it's South Finland. Yeah.
Okay. And can you say, you don't have to if you don't want to, but like what region that area is?
It's I think Kouvola now, but the village where I'm from, it's Elimäki.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
All right. The Finnish pronunciations, as you know, I have like a major issue with them. All right. So your dad started you with on-road touring car.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what was the first car? I mean, was it a Tamiya or was it something else or X-Ray?
Actually, it was Tamiya M03 or something with the
Oh,
mini
cool.
body. You know.
Right. Okay. What was the body shell?
It was mini. You know,
Oh,
Mini
okay. The
Cooper.
proper
Yeah.
British Mini.
Yeah.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like one Mr. Bean had.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. That's what I started with.
That's awesome. That's all.
Yeah.
I want to get back into. I'm guilty of. I think there's like a couple of Tamiya cars on the way to my house this week, and I'm expecting one or two today. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into racing with the casual sort of thing. I tried to be the top end stuff. It's like I can't keep up. There's no way.
It's
But
actually
I don't
quite
want to be like.
chill to drive these cars.
Yeah, it is.
Some
It is.
minis and everything. It's quite fun.
There's a retro touring car series in the UK called the Iconic Cup, and the Iconic guys do the retro buggies, which is like the RC10s and the Kyoshos and Tamiyas of the day, but they're also doing touring car. So from like TT01, TT02, all the way up to, I think the most recent cars that they allow is like the original X-Ray X4 and the Barracudas and stuff like that from the early 2000s. So
That's
it's pretty cool. Okay, so what was that the class that you had your first win in? Your first success?
That is a good question.
A lot of people can remember their first car, but very few can remember their first win.
That's actually a really, really good question. I have no idea.
Your mom or dad might have like a photo maybe of you on a podium or something like that with a trophy or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll get back to us.
Only thing I remember, I had a body like Salamo McQueen, the Lightning McQueen. Lightning McQueen.
Oh, Lightning McQueen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
That
was
was
that on the Mini or was that a different?
Yeah, on the Mini.
Car?
Yeah.
Right.
Mini.
Okay.
It was
And
cool.
how did you sort of progress? I suppose did you go to like a TT02 from there, or did you go straight into?
I think it was a proper touring car, the stock one. I think it was Corrali or something.
Oh, okay, like the Phi or the RDX, something like that.
I don't remember. Only thing
Those
I
might be
remember,
actually
it didn't
too
have
old.
body clips. It has I don't know how you screwed the body.
Oh,
mount
okay.
or something. I don't remember. It was weird.
Right. Okay.
But it
I remember
didn't have body clips.
I think the 12 scale cars had like big nylon screws.
Yeah.
For the body clips. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a thing for a little while, but only with the Corrales is like really chunky body posts. Well, that's cool. So how did you get from running a mini car into eventually racing large scale? Because that's how we first sort of got introduced to Pekko.
That's actually a funny story because I was doing the 10 scale touring car stock, and then actually I started to. My dad ran the 5th scale on-road cars.
Okay.
And then eventually I did also. I started also running those cars, and then he found like the MCD 24-hour cup in Turkey.
Yeah.
4WD cup, and he wanted to go there. So then he bought, because there was a race, like rally kind of race in Finland with those cars.
Okay.
So you basically only needed one car, and we both can run the same car. So it was like a rallycross style. And then we went to that 24 race, and the guy who was selling this MCD stuff in Finland was there also. So then he actually sold a off-road car to my dad, and that was actually the first time ever I ran off-road, and I ran with the 5th scale car.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
That's
funny.
That's got to be a massive jump.
Yeah, for sure. And then actually the first big race was the EFRA Euros. I think it was 2013 or something.
Was that
And
the
there-
one in the UK?
No, it was in Spain.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was actually the first time I got interviewed also by RC Racing TV, and I didn't have any
Yeah.
idea what to say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're certainly going to find footage of that and put it in somewhere. But I mean, I think you understand now that, you know, to get young kids involved, we have to look for young kids to go, oh, there's a young kid, and he's from Finland, and he barely knows any English, so let's go talk to him.
It was fun.
Yeah, so I mean, do you remember anything about that event for you, or was just the highlight of you being interviewed
I remember
just like kind of
some
overshadow
things.
everything?
And I remember I was close to making the semi-final, but my battery pack broke.
Ah.
And I got to run away.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with that. A runaway is a. We've seen a few of those with the off road. Yeah. So I mean that's very cool. And I mean what I remember most, I can't remember if it was me that talked to you or if it was Nick, but way back when. But I remember I think it was fairing a couple of years ago. You came literally like 3 corners from winning the Euros.
Yeah. I remember.
And it was, I can't, you know, just, it must have been so heartbreaking.
Yeah,
to
I mean,
go,
of
you know.
course, it wasn't nice, but I actually think that the year after that was even worse.
That's
in my
the
opinion,
Czechia
yeah,
one.
that was the
yeah.
where
Because I
didn't finish
was
any
commentating that one as well, and that's where he's coming down the straight. Oh no, he's gone off with his tires just gone into the fence. Man,
I pumped up all the way from the last wave. I was leading the semi-final.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's, I mean, from a sporting perspective, you know, from a drama sort of perspective, that it's being able to bump up is such, it's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
But it just wears you out. It wears out your mechanics. It wears out the engine and all the car, and then someone along the way. It's just every time you bump up, there's the chance of making a major mistake. Of I don't know what happened, but you know, like cross-threading a wheel nut or just for not tightening it enough or whatever. Something is going to happen along the way. You just have to put more and more effort into not allowing something like that to happen.
Yeah, I actually forgot last race in fairing. I made I had to Dremel the wheel nuts a bit because it also came loose in one qualifier or something. But I forgot for the race in Czech. So, yeah, that happened. It wasn't machined properly, so that's why it came off.
Okay. Yeah, it's a major shame. But I mean, I guess you could do something like in full scale racing they have I guess but you can like basically drill through the nut and put in the US we call them a cotter pin or a horse pin or something like that. You know what I mean? And it holds the nut in place. It doesn't allow it to unscrew. But it does mean you have to, if you do have to change the tire, you have to pull it off and then unscrew it. So, but yeah, it's a very, as the British would say, it's a very agricultural sort of thing because it's what a farmer would do to make sure that the tractor can go up and down the fields all day long, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's so you've had some real close highlights like that. But would you say that RC racing has given you some like massively dramatic moments that people your age, I mean, I hate to say this, but people your age is a line I hate to say, but how old are you at the moment?
22.
22. Wow. Okay. Even younger than I thought. But I mean, other people who are, just working normal jobs and stuff like that as a 22-year-old, they haven't had any of these sorts of moments, have they?
Probably not.
I mean, unless they're like obviously the sporting thing is I mean on like a European stage. Even though I know like obviously RC isn't as big as football or
exactly.
whatever. It's it's pretty cool. So, what do you tell your friends that you or your old classmates or family members or whatever? What I'm sure they know now, but what did you tell them when you became, I guess, full time a pro RC racer. What did you tell them that you do?
I just thought that from now on I will be racing RC cars, traveling around the world.
And I mean, like, what was the craziest reaction you had to that?
I mean, my mom said that I should go to school. She was like, she was a bit skeptical, but then
I think
now
any
she's like,
any
okay,
decent
it
mother
was-
wouldn't
yeah,
she? You know.
it's true. It's for sure a shock, but
Yeah,
I mean, you can always go back to school.
this is true. This is true.
Yeah.
And what did your dad think? Because he's the one who like, kind of dropped you in all this.
I think he was happy. He was happy that.
And so, what's it like being part of like the JQ team? Is it as wild as, or is it just like really calm and Finnish and just really chill, or what?
I think it's mostly quite chill, and I can basically work what I like to do and like help people and stuff like that. I really like to do that and talk with people, have a meetings and stuff like that with the members and try to keep everyone close, and I really like to do that. So I think it's super nice, and we have a good group of people. It's like we really have like fun meetings and everything. So super nice.
So you're talking about the Mayako membership meetings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are people who basically they buy essentially a membership into the Mayako team.
Yeah.
And they get a car, but they also get membership to online chats on Discord, and then online video calls with you and JQ and
Actually,
all the other members of the team.
I think you also can join without the membership. If you just buy the car and join the Discord, you can join to the wrenching sessions. I think, yeah.
Okay, and that's where just
chats.
people are. That's where
some...
people are like asking, well, on my track last weekend, I had trouble doing this, and they go, well, what was the dirt like? What was your engine settings and all that? That sort of bench chat, like bench racing and stuff like that. Is that what? That's what I imagine happens.
Yeah,
is it sort of like
sometimes,
that or not?
but usually we are just having fun. Almost like some guys are wrenching, but yeah, they are just like nice catch-up sessions, and we talk about races and whatever.
And what in the now you've been running the LCG, the low center of gravity car, since I think the second Asian Buggy Championships you were running at
I
E-Buggy?
think first time it was at Silver State, just before the ABC.
Okay,
Yeah.
and at the Euros you're running the Nitro version of it.
Yeah.
So what's been the reaction in those online chats to the guys who are running, the current customer car, and you're running the prototype? Are they like super eager, looking forward to it?
Yeah, I think they are looking forward to it. And actually, we released the parts for the membership guys just before the Euros. So I think most of them have already ordered those parts, and they will be testing it soon. And
That's
when
pretty
we
cool.
first time brought it up, people were like looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good, and it's nice to see another fresh take on the standard sort of stand-up shock thing. Obviously, we know that the Nemo cars out there with the really super, I don't know, like the cantilever shocks, but the LCG is like another design, and I know there's been talk online and all that stuff that JQ's been going back and forth about. But I mean, if it works, it works, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, so apart from the racing, and obviously getting good results like top 10 at the Euros, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that was your first top 10 at a major race like that, right?
No, I was in Portugal last time. I was in the main also.
Okay, was that?
That was my second main.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Oh well, even better then. So you're able to back up the previous results. So that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But apart from the travel and wrenching on cars all the time and stuff like that, what are the best parts for you about being a pro RC racing driver at the age of 22?
I would say I get to do what I love, what I have been doing almost all my life. That's the best part of it. That I really like to do it, and it's not like it doesn't feel like everyday job. It's just doing what you enjoy to do.
It never feels like a normal job, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't imagine it
Sometimes
ever
when you
would.
are
Yeah.
traveling 30 hours, then
Yeah.
it feels like a bit, but
Yeah,
still.
yeah. When you're on the flight to Australia and you're going, oh, this hour 20 of this travel trip.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you get there and it's like, I mean, I think of it as like a traveling circus sort of thing. It's like you see a lot of the same faces, and they're usually wearing all the same shirts.
Yeah.
You know, from race to race, and they're sitting in different sort of areas. You know, it's like a traveling circus sort of thing, like F1
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
MotoGP or
almost.
something like that. You know, it's you know, this just the familiar vibe and everything, and then you get to work and everyone's at
Yeah.
work. You know, so that's the coolest part of it, I think, for me. So how often? I mean, we were talking about trips. How often are you at home? I mean, you're at home now. We see your pretty awesome trophy cabinet there.
Lately, not that much. Like actually, this month I calculated it, and I was like, I checked, and I will be like 9 days at home this month. So
9 days out of 30-ish,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
yeah, this summer actually has been and will be like quite packed with the racing and testing and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I can imagine. And
But
obviously you're at
all-
the Asian Buggy Championships in is it Australia? In a
yeah,
couple
I
of
will
weeks?
leave. I will leave on Sunday night.
Okay, so that's your next major thing
Yeah,
that you're going
yeah.
to. So nothing
And I
this
will
weekend.
finish nationals on Saturday.
How are you doing in the Finnish Nationals series then?
I won the first race, and this will be the next.
Okay, and how many total races?
4 and 3
Okay.
counts.
That's pretty good. Is that pretty well attended? Would you say?
It depends. Actually, in e-buggy there is like 35 to 40 guys running, and Nitro maybe like 15 to 20. Just the
Really?
Nitro is
Okay.
bit harder for like because you need a mechanic, and
Yeah.
e-buggy is so much easier for most of the guys. So.
Yeah. I've been at
That's why-
races at where the pro guys, or even just the regular guys, they'll walk up on the sand with their cars and just flick everything on and just drop their car straight on the track.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
10th scale, obviously not as high of a, they're not like so high up like Nitro, but yeah. But yeah, e-buggy is just much easier to get into, isn't it?
Yeah. It is.
How do you see things? Obviously, this year is the first time that we've seen the new Mayako car. Well, an e-buggy Mayako car, I think, right?
Yeah.
So I think the JQ car had an e-buggy version for a little while, but now this is the first Mayako e-buggy. So obviously there's JQ sees a market for it. How do you feel that will develop? Do you think it's going to take over in the next 5, 10, 15 years, or?
I
Or
think
just
e-buggy
kinda-
has been getting like much more racers, and also actually in US e-truggy is a big class also because the truggies
Yeah.
are easier to drive than the buggies, so
Yeah.
most of the people are running that. But I think
Yeah.
most of the races almost like actually apart from the Asian Buggy Championship, there wasn't that many e-buggy drivers, but like apart from that in the US, I think there is more e-buggy drivers than Nitro.
Yeah.
Nitro
I'm
guys.
curious why is Truggy. I mean, if there's only 15 or 20 racers in the national series, are there like Truggy racers at club level or regional series or anything like that in Scandinavia that you know of? I'm just curious of like because Truggy's just not a thing in Europe. There is a series in the UK, but I think it's the only
Yeah, we don't
country
have
that has
like,
one.
any truggy drivers in here
Hmm.
in Finland. I think it's
It-
just a US thing.
It is, yeah. I mean, trucks, yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually I would say it's good like sportsman class or something like that because it's
Yeah.
super easy to drive.
It is easy. I remember running stadium truck way back in the day, whether it was two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, and it was just like this, with the big balloon tires. It is just easier to drive. You go obviously you're going slower, but it is just easier and potentially more fun to drive.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
for sure. Now, just curious, what the? I mean, this is kind of a basic question, but what's your most annoying RC task that you have to do? Whether it's like gluing tires or diff shimming or rebuilding shocks or what? What's the most annoying thing about RC racing?
Packing stuff.
Other than, I mean, not travel. I mean, like at the track or at the bench.
Packing stuff.
Because everyone uses like these really heavy OGO bags, right?
Yeah.
So, why can't someone come up with like just a lighter? Obviously, it won't be as durable, but you have something that like weighs half the amount but still has wheels.
Yeah, but the problem is that the OGO is super reliable. Because when you're flying, you will break some cheap or light bag, and then you need to buy a new one. You need to once buy an OGO and be happy for the next 10 years, probably. It's crazy how durable they are. But yeah, I really hate packing. It's always like when you are doing you grab your stuff and everything, and then you need to pack. And even with JQ, it's even worse because he's always mad if I pack something wrong and stuff like that. So.
Do you guys have to pack stuff for like the membership drivers that are also going to be at the race that you're going to? And it's like, this is so and so's pack, and this is so and so's bag, and
not really. But if we have some parts, we just take them with us and maybe like give to people if they need or something.
Yeah. Now, are you one of those like really super organized guys that has like Andy Murray? From the Schumacher team, he's got like all of his shims and screws like that, all individually labeled on tiny little boxes.
Yeah, I try to have. It's nice to have a box like that. Yeah, I usually actually have shims and like stuff like that organized, but then everything else is a bit all over the place. And then JQ is super organized, so if something is in the wrong spot, he will be mad. So he's trying to teach me to be organized.
yeah, young Padawan, you must learn.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but for touring car, and then for buggy, and then for 10th off-road, do you have separate? I can't imagine you have separate OGO bags for each one of those classes.
But not really.
Have like
but
just
I have different.
Are all your parts just like mixed together? Like here's the Mayako stuff mixed in with the Schumacher stuff.
No, they're quite organized. Like I have in one box, I have touring car parts, and one box off-road, and then one box in Mayako parts, and like that. So they are not mixed.
Well, it's a good setting to use. Like keep them mixed, because otherwise you'll just end up with those guys that have just like a bucket of screws and washers, and you just like digging forever, just trying to find. I need a M3 by 9. No, that's a 12. No, that's a 15. No, that's a 3.
Yeah.
Those guys. Not that I'm one of them at all, but So you've been racing Schumacher for a little while as well now, and you're doing that for 10th off-road, right? And for touring car. Yeah. How's the? Now I didn't know that you'd raced touring car before, but how is that? And I've asked Mikhail this as well, and Bruno and David, all these guys who run like 5 or 6 different classes, it seems. What's it like jumping from one weekend you're doing 8th buggy Nitro, and then the next weekend maybe you're doing electric touring car? What's that jump like for you? Or is it just like you're like Michael and you just go turn off that brain and turn on the touring car brain?
I would say it's not that hard to change. It's like you maybe you need to get one practice run in and you will be already better. Like it's not. It depends. Like if you have had like super long break, then you need to like drive a bit to get going. But otherwise, I think like if you are on it, it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, I would put that down to just youth. you're a young guy. For me, it would probably take ages to. I need to race it like for a month straight, and then I'll be all right at it. But I haven't raced it like properly in such a long time. Now at the Euros, we saw your former teammate David do. I mean, I don't know if what the talk in the pits was like about like when you're chatting over dinner or something like that. Well, I think Ongaro is going to do it, or I think Canas is going to do it, and then suddenly there's David. What was the feeling in the pits, and how did you feel about him winning?
I mean, it's cool to see him win again after a short break. And yeah, I was like thinking before the race, I was thinking Canas or Ongaro or maybe Kilic to win. But I was never thinking about Ronofag to be there. But
it's
then
weird, isn't it? Yeah.
after first practices, I was like, okay, he's really driving now, so he will be there. Yeah,
And,
it went well for him.
I asked that because he's running 8th Nitro. I'm pretty sure we've seen him running e-buggy. He's running touring car, and he's running 10th buggy, both classes as well.
Yeah.
And and it was weird because it would have been nice to see Davide get his dream of being world champion and Euro champion at the same time.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to see Canas do the second ever three-peat of a European champion.
Yeah.
But then Ronafalk wins, and it's like, well, it's cool to see our first ever 4-time European champion. It's wild, like the skill level that's in Nitro Buggy right now is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy, and of course it's well deserved. He didn't make any mistakes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We've seen like at the Worlds like Canas run for like 45-60 minutes straight with like maybe a half a mistake or one mistake, and Davide do the same thing, and it's like whoever's fastest on the day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then watching back to the Roar Nationals where I was mechanic for Cav, they did plenty of mistakes.
Yeah. What's it? I mean, can you describe what it's like to be in the same main final as those guys who are? I mean, I think we can call them legends of the sport at this point. Those Ongaro. I mean, Cav as well. I mean, he was early mid 2000s. He was all over the place. He was winning everything.
Yeah.
DNC and the Worlds and everything, and then those three guys that we just mentioned. What's it like to be? And again, I hate to say this, but at your age, running with those same guys who aren't like vastly older than you, but do you see yourself up there at some point, maybe fighting for a repeat European win? And what's that like to be against those guys?
I would really hope so that would happen one day. I'm really working forward to it. But yeah, it's cool because they have been like, I have been watching them before when I was younger, and now they are like almost like racing friends for me.
Yeah.
It's quite cool. It's quite cool to think about it.
Yeah. I remember when we first featured Ongaro in one of the shows, and Ronafalk, I think he was 12 or something like that, and it was just like, now these guys are like multiple world champions and multiple European champions. It's wild. I think people in the live chat were saying even in the top 5 there were like a dozen European championships between the top half of the main final grid. It's wild to think about.
It is.
And you're racing with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's not like you're getting lapped like 10 times or whatever. I think you're only down like 2 or 3 laps in the end.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But it's like these Euros, I think, were the most tightest one, I would say.
It was
tight packed for sure.
Yeah.
It was like tense racing.
No, you were, as I mentioned, you were David's teammate on Mayako for a couple of years. What did you, and Hampus as well, who's now with X-Ray, but all these guys, and you race with them at RCGP, as we see on RCGP plaque behind you, just above your head. What was it like? What did you learn from those guys, and especially David, while you guys were on the same team?
I think what I learned from David was watching him drive. Like, kind of his driving style was a bit different than like Southern European, because that style is like Canas is more aggressive. Ongaro has this kind of weird driving style. It's hard to describe.
Really?
But then Ronafak is super precise, and his car is like set up for plenty of steering, and he needs to drive super precise to be super fast. And also him working on the car and doing everything like 100%, not like thinking that, oh, I don't need to tighten this screw because it's like it has been there like on the car. No, he will tighten it and check that it's on, and he's like super precise in wrenching the cars also.
So he like literally will tighten every screw even though it looks tight enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's always like a quarter turn, or isn't there? Like especially
And
after
it's like,
a 20-minute semi or something.
Yeah, like checking your car before the main. It's like it's one of the things that he did really well.
Now, do you trust anyone else to do that for you, or are you the only one that touches your car, or is it like you come off the sand, so here you go, JQ or whoever?
If I'm alone, yes, I will do it by myself. If JQ is there, for example, these Euros, he was just wrenching the car. But if I'm alone or JQ is doing something else, I will do it.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Now, we mentioned RCGP. I don't recall how many rounds of RCGP you did, but just a quick word on what your experience was like doing those events.
I did 2 rounds. The one in Nemo and one in US in the Beach RC track.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it was super cool. The way it was made and the racing like program was super nice. Like the gate start was such a unique feature.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
I do think we need more gate starts in RC. It is pretty awesome.
And I think like I think Nemo was super good because it was high grip, so the gate start wasn't like huge pile up. It was like you really need to like you can do something like block someone or something in the start. So. What
was that? No, that's a good point actually, because the Nemo track at the time was, I think it was like 90% brand new AstroTurf, black AstroTurf.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of the old dirt track that was left on the I think the top edges, the top corners.
Yeah.
So what was that like? Obviously high grip, but like racing wise, what else was super unique about that particular track?
I mean, it was super high grip and it made the racing a bit different. For sure, favored me quite much, so it was quite nice. But yeah, it was actually totally different what we were used to.
I think a lot of the drivers were struggling. I remember Navarro was telling me that he was not having a pleasant weekend that week.
Yeah.
I mean, the gate starts were probably my favorite thing. Do you think something like RCGP would work better now that just in like sort of the current state of RC?
I think the thing is, for RCGP to work, we need everyone together, all the teams and everyone to work together to get the thing going on, and I think then it would be a really, really good thing for RC.
Yeah, very good. Okay, now we mentioned Schumacher a bit. So how did you get hooked up with that brand?
Actually, one guy who was selling these Schumacher cars in Finland, he made a deal with me and my dad for racing. For racing with Schumacher, I think it was MI5 or something.
So
And
quite a while back.
yeah, and actually from that on, I have been only racing Schumacher touring cars and 10 scale off-road cars.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And so is that I guess I'm assuming that you made some sort of deal with Robin Schumacher about to run the touring car at the events like ETS and those sorts of events.
Yeah, I think when I got the Schumacher deal, I was only running off-road. I had a break with touring car for a while.
Yeah.
When I started to run off-road, then I was doing 10 scale. Then I finished at some. It was probably my first full season of EOS I was doing, and then in the last race I was in the B main, and then I got a deal from Schumacher.
Okay. And obviously you're running the 10th buggies as well.
Yeah.
And so with the Worlds coming up, I think it's late September, October. Are you looking forward to? I mean, what everyone's anticipating. Did you go to the Worlds warm up? I know Macau did.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to the Worlds.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. I mean, can you say why or?
There was some. I don't remember some other races.
Okay.
It was a bit weird timing.
Right. Okay.
So
Well,
I
that's a
mean,
shame.
now I'm mainly doing 8 scale because
Yeah.
that's what basically my job is. So
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we talked to quite a lot of the Euros already, and about the new car, the LCG type car. Is there an official name for it, or is it just called the LCG chassis or LCG car or anything like that?
I think now it's just LCG.
Okay. And how have you been hands-on with the development of it, or did JQ just go, here's a new car, you're going to drive it?
Yeah, I mean, I have been testing the parts and we have been discussing about it with JQ, and because we live quite close, it's like 15-minute drives or something like that.
Right, okay.
So we are quite close with these things, and we try to develop the best we can do.
Of course. And where have you guys been, apart from worldwide, basically, where have you been testing it? Is there like a home track that you guys sort of
Yeah, there's one
take
track,
over? Or?
one track in I think 10-minute drive from where I'm now, but it's just it has been actually raining so much that there is no chance to drive. So, but we have the nice track in Estonia. It's like a 4-hour trip overall.
Okay.
The track where the next EPAC Euros will be next year.
Nice. Okay, yes. So hoping to get to that.
Yeah.
And so is that involved you driving around I don't even know what you call it, the Balkan Sea, or you take a ferry
No,
across? Or?
we take a ferry. It's like 2-hour ferry to Finland. Maybe
Okay.
that's the time you can take the vacation to Finland after the Euros.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, because the ferry is not too bad. It's probably if you don't take a car, it's like 20 euros or something.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty handy. Okay, I'll remember that. So on the new car, I'm not going to ask for any secrets or anything like that. Obviously, like you said, people are already able to buy the parts, right? If they're members.
Yeah. There is no secrets anymore.
Yeah. So are you picking up things like CAD design or SolidWorks or anything like that from JQ, or to sort of learn how to build parts and build bits of the cars and stuff like that yourself?
That could be cool, but I haven't had any time to even try to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have been watching when JQ is doing it, so maybe someday I can try to learn something.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's good. Obviously, I'm asking because there's a lot of racers who've gone into design or other aspects of learning business like Robert Schumacher did, or being a manager, a team manager, or a team manager, or something like a marketing team manager or something like that. I mean, rather than just racing team manager. So there's other aspects of RC.
Yeah.
That I mean, you're 22. You have plenty of time to think about your fading glory years. There's plenty of time for that. Okay, so now this kind of all brings us to Cayote now. So now obviously you're running the 8th scale package in the 8th buggy car, the e-buggy. What are the products that you're running in that?
I'm running the ESC now, and also I think it was the 6,800 battery or 6,300 battery, the LCG one. And yeah, I think I will get the motor soon to test, so we'll see how that is. But
yeah,
for now the electronics has been super good. I have really liked it.
And even I think that's the Crest 8, isn't it?
That's
the speed.
the Crest 8, yeah.
And I'd imagine that the hottest conditions that you've raced at were probably in the Philippines.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised because they made us some weird rule to run only 5-minute mains because it was too hot. And then after the race, we were testing a bit with Cav, and I did like 10 minutes fine without any problems. So it could have been cool to have 10-minute finals also there.
Yeah. I think we had that. No, we had 7-minute finals for the GT8, which it is pretty intense. I don't know if you caught any of that, but there was some good racing in that.
I watched a bit.
Yeah. And in touring car and buggy, are you running the same electronics for those, or are you different?
Yeah, the 10.
What are the products?
The ESC, what is it? Crest X?
I think so.
Yeah, Crest X in the Speedo, and then they just came up with the motors and also the super slim shorty battery into it. That's like super good. And then the shorty in the bit thicker shorty in the touring car and 4WD.
Now the cool thing now, I mean, in the old days when I used to race touring cars in the early 2000s or so, you had 6 cells and that was it. You couldn't really move them. But nowadays you've got low CG, you got the shorty packs which you can move front and back. You've got the low CG shorty packs, and I mean, I don't know why I never thought about this, but when I talked to Yillis for the first Team Cayote podcast, he was saying that he went from a 6800 to a 6300 because it was slimmer and a lower center of gravity, and obviously that changes your weight balance and everything, which is something I just never bother with. But I was like, wow, it just opens up like a whole extra set of tuning for exactly. That kind of. So the tuning sheets nowadays must have all kinds of like notations for like where you put your weight and everything.
Yeah, there is actually, and it's crazy how many options you have for example, for batteries. It's almost already too much. Like for a hobby guy to see that many batteries, he will be like, "Oh, which one I should get?" But like,
I mean, these are these are packs made for like the highest of the high-end racers, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, first time I saw the slimmest battery, I was like, "What? How you can do battery like this? It's like you almost cannot see it because it's so slim. It's crazy."
But does the tuning like help you? I mean, I know it can boggle like maybe the normal racer, but at the for someone who's competing in the B and the A finals, and for the win, for the podium positions, stuff like that, that must help so much, being able to know that you can tune stuff like, oh, I need a little bit more steering. Okay, well, instead of changing my shocks and all my settings, or saucing my tires just a little bit less or more or whatever, I'll just move my battery up a little bit. And it just must add so much more to have that aspect of tuning.
Yeah, it does. It does add a lot. And also, like, being able to run, like, every time a smaller and smaller battery, it also helps. Like, when the weight is super low, it will help also a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I think we've had more than twice the amount of time that I told you we'd take. But I think we've learned a lot about you and basically your career so far. You know, and I'm sure we're gonna see a lot more of you now. You know, we're looking for. It's a shame not going to the 10th Buggy Worlds, but we will see plenty of Team Cayote drivers there, I'm sure. And we look forward to seeing a lot more of you on the track, Pekko.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, tell your mother hi and your dad too. We can't leave him out, but we always say hello to your mother when we see her in the live chat. And I guess you can go have a sauna and maybe do some ice fishing or whatever it is that you might be doing up there in the forests.
Exactly.
Fabulous. All right. Thank you very much, Pekko, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Crosses the line. There we go. Mark Reinhard, European champion.
Oh, making it happen to the inside. This one going to Orlowski.